In this video we are going to talk about Nautide. This is a Tide app, but it's also much more. It's the Tide app that I use when I go fishing, and it's the app version of Tides4Fishing, which is the website that you can go to on any laptop, PC or through Google on your phone, that also has all the same information as this app. But this app obviously makes it a lot more user friendly on an Android or on Apple, and with a premium version you get full access to all the days of the year ahead of you, so you can check all the tides. You can get a free version, but that only gives you the information for the current day that you're actually on. Right, let's get into this app and let's see what it's all about. Here you can see the first screen. This is how the app will open, and what we should do at the top, you can see it says Herne Bay with a drop down menu. So that is obviously the town or location that you're searching for your information. I've got my local list here of places I've been looking up, and at the bottom it says manage stations. You can click on that and then it gives you 3 different selections to find the station you're looking for. So you can view the map, and the map will load, and it gives you the worldwide map, so you can zoom out and you can zoom in anywhere in the world, find a location like so. You can click on these locations and it will give you the tide for that area and all the information. So let's go back anyway. You've also got find nearby stations. That's done by your GPS, or you select stations from a list. But I always find the map easier, especially if you don't know what tide stations are nearby where you're going to go fish. So I always look at the map, zoom into my area and find that. Let's go back out of that. Here we are, Herne Bay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the date this video is going to go up, which is Tuesday. So here we are on Tuesday. So today, Tuesday the 16th, at Herne Bay at 9 o'clock. There we are. Well, just there. I'm using the slider. At 9 o'clock, when this video goes up, it's basically just gone past low. You can see that by the perimeter of the circle that you've got in the middle of your screen. You can see there's a little red bar at the bottom and a little arrow at the bottom that's red. So that arrow is the low tide mark. So we can move the slider with the times at the bottom, and it will show you at the bottom there, if I can get it there, low tide, it says just above, low tide was at 8:21, and then as you slide forward it will show the time going through the day and that bar going around the circle, and you'll get to high tide, which is at 3 o'clock, and then you scroll around, low tide at night is 8:20. So there's a lot more information on this first screen that's very useful. So at the top of the circle you've got 9 degrees, and it's telling you on the right hand side of that it actually feels like 8 degrees. You've then got what the weather's going to be like, so it's partly cloudy. You've got humidity, you've got the barometer there, the UV factor with the sun. You've then got the wind beneath that, and you've got the time in the middle. You've then got an orange line, so that orange line is representing that figure of 76, which is the tide coefficient. So that basically is the disparity between the low and the high tide mark. So the bigger the tide, or the bigger the difference in low and high, the higher that number. So anything over 100, you're looking at a big spring tide, and then anything around 40 is a neap tide. You've then got the wave action in the middle, so that's in feet. I've got the settings in feet, so that's 1.3 feet, and it's every 4.2 seconds. You've then got the moon, and you've then got the numbers equate to the different periods of fish activity. So as you'll see, at the beginning of the day we start at 12 AM. First fish activity, it's very good fish activity from, what are we saying, from about 2 o'clock. Very good fish activity to about 4 o'clock. Yeah, 350, and then you'll scroll through again and you'll see number 2 flash up, and there's average activity, then over the low, just before the low, then you've got another period of high activity over the high, and this is all calculated over the moon, and when the moon rises and when the moon falls. At the bottom you see all the different dates, and if you want more dates than that, you can press the arrow on the right hand side. You can also click on where it says March the 16th in the circle, and that will bring up your whole next week, and it still has the same information there. You'll see as every moon phase, you can see the coefficients of the tide, so you can see on the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, they're all very, very big tides. Over the full moon, good fish activity that day, and then they start to drop off again. So if you're looking for a large tide or a small tide, you can easily click on this and scroll through. If you want to go even further ahead, you can click on the little calendar symbol up there on the left, click on that, and then you can scroll through the year. You can go even further into 2022, and it's all there. So let's go back off of this. Now if you swipe to the right, you come to the tides, so it gives you all the information on the tides for that day. So we're still at Herne Bay on the 16th, and there we are. There's the high tides and the low tides. You can see there how quickly it rises and falls. It looks like it's rising slightly slower than it's falling. It tells you the sunrise and sunset. Below that in orange, the tide coefficient, so it's saying 80 and 76, and below that it will tell you when the tide coefficients are like that. So it's telling you the morning high and the morning low, the 80 coefficient, and then the afternoon ones are slightly smaller. So we're on dropping tides. They're getting smaller and smaller. And at the bottom there, it just gives you a little key to what it all means. We can then swipe to the right again. Sorry, swipe to the left. Should know my left and right, shouldn't I really? So there we are, the sun. This is all the sun information. So the sunrise, sunset, the duration of the day, the night duration, the UV index. I don't often use this, but it's all useful information. We'll swipe again, then we're on moon. This is a little bit more appropriate, and I do like to look at this. So on that day, there's only 7% lighting from the moon. That's really good. I like a dark night fishing. It tells you when the moon rise and the moon set is. It tells you the moon phase, the transition, distance, the moon distance, and the next moon phases. A lot of information there. Then we go along to activity. This is very interesting. It gives you the fish activity. This coincides with the moon phases and with the tides. So it'll tell you here, there's a chart. The peaks are when there's good fish activity, and obviously the higher the peak, the more fish activity they expect. It doesn't always sit right, but sometimes it does coincide with this to the minute. I've had it. So there you'll see a major period in the morning, and then a minor period, another major period in the afternoon, and then a minor period in the evening. And then again at the bottom you've got the key to all this. We can then go along to the barometer. It's got the barometer there, and it's showing you the pressure, whether it's good or bad. The colours at the bottom, see here, you'll see good is purple, very good is turquoise, poor is the dark grey. So it's very good going to good. And you'll see the day is split up into every hour, and you'll see that the beginning of the day up until 11 o'clock is very good fishing conditions, and then it goes down to good fishing conditions. And probably if we went to the next day, if it falls a bit more, it'll probably go down to poor fishing conditions. But this all helps as well. We can then swipe again, and you've got the surf conditions. So you've got every hour of the day there. You've got the direction of the surf, the height, and the period of the surf for every hour. Again, very useful, especially if you want to go out on your sib. You want to know if there's going to be a swell or anything. This really helps. Then wind direction. On the next tab, got all the wind direction. You can change it from miles per hour to foot per second to knots to the Beaufort scale. I like miles per hour. So then that again gives you the wind at land and the wind at sea, and it gives you the wind and then the gusts. So for every hour as you come down. The sea tends to be more, always does, and the colours correspond to how severe it is, and the key will be at the bottom. There we are. There's the scales and the colours. So green is lovely fishing conditions, and then you're going to get orange, which is getting worse and worse. Then you wouldn't go fishing in a red, although I do sometimes. Then we swipe again. We've got the weather. You've got the coastal weather for Herne Bay every hour. So it's going to rain early morning, then it's going to clear up, and the daytime's going to be partly cloudy, and then partly cloudy in the evening. Humidity, the rain, percentage chance. And then you've got marine weather, next tab. Again, every hour, it's done again. It's got the air temperature, got the water temperature. This is all very useful if you're waiting for the water temperature to rise for a specific species to come in. You can check that out here. Then got the probability of different types of weather for that day. So I'll tell you the probability of sun, of cloud, rain, thunder. It's all done in a percentage. And then that's it. You're right at the end of the app. And if you press the 3 dots at the top there, you've got a summary of it all. You can click on which one. And I've just clicked on the little station symbol at the top next to Herne Bay, and it just gives you the station coordinates, the station ID, and where it's read from. So this is a very, very useful app. The premium one does cost a little bit per year, but it's not a lot of money. I can't tell you exactly how much it is, because once you buy the app, it doesn't tell you the price, and I can't find it out online. So, but it wasn't significant. I think it might have been around, I may be wrong, it might have been around £6 or something, but well worth it. And I hope this has helped. People looking for tide apps, well worth purchasing this. So much information on it. It might help you get out there at better times to catch better fish. Anyway, until next time, tight lines. And if you fish today at sort of 3 PM there till about 4:30, I'll be interested to know if the fish activity was that good. Anyway, till next time, tight lines.